John 16:32. Behold, the time is coming, yes, and has now come, that you will be scattered, everyone to his own place, and you will leave me alone. Yet I am not alone, because the Father is with me. That sentence belongs to Jesus, and we're starting this season with it, because there is a particular kind of loneliness that does not show up in the surveys. It does not look like loneliness. It looks like a person who is good at their job. It looks like the worship leader at the center mic who runs a great rehearsal and a Sunday set list that landed. It looks like the band, the vocalists who held the harmony that nobody named, the bass player who was locked to the pocket without anyone else noticing, the drummer who held the room, the acoustic player carrying the second vocal because the front leader stepped down to pray with someone. It looks like the audio engineer mixing from a dark booth at the back, the lighting director who shapes every visual moment but stays invisible, the ProPresenter operator who reads the room from a place no one in the room can see, and the video director cutting cameras live. Some of you know the language FILO, first in, last out. It's also the name of an organization and a conference I've been a part of for 5 years now and have come to love deeply. And the phrase itself is the metaphor for the role. You arrive in the dark building. You lock up after everyone has left. You bookend the gathering, and you do it without an audience. And let me say something now that this whole season is going to keep saying. When I say worship leader, I do not just mean the person at the center mic. The person mixing front of house is leading worship. The person at the lighting console is leading worship. The person clicking through ProPresenter is leading worship. The person on the camera, on the patch bay, behind the rig, you're shaping what the room hears, what the room sees, and what the room can attend to. That is shepherd attention. That is worship work, even when no one in the building calls it that. So when I say the loneliest job in the church building, I'm talking to all of you. I want to name what's underneath it. Because if I don't name it, you might keep wondering why you feel the way you feel after Sunday. Your role is not just public. It is publicly emotional. You're asked to feel a job in front of people. You're asked to carry the energy of the room. You are asked to keep the vulnerable thing alive while you watch the clock, read the band, mix the next song, light the next moment, follow the next cue, and stay open to the Spirit. That's not a normal job description. You're doing visible interior work in real time, and the room is reading you. And when it's over, when the band breaks down, when the in-ears come off, when the console gets shut down, when the lights come down, you are alone in a way that does not look like being alone, because there are still people there. But the part of you that did the work, the part that carried the weight, the part that stood in the gap, the part that opened up so the room could open up, that part walks off. And most of the time, nobody asks how it is. Not really. I've been calling this the loneliest job in the church building, not because it's the hardest. Other roles carry their own weight, but this loneliness is structural. It's built into the role. It's not anyone's fault. And until somebody names it, you will keep wondering why you feel the same way you feel after Sunday. So hear me say this out loud. You're not crazy. You're not weak. You're not failing because the role is doing this to you. The role is built this way. And listen again to what Jesus says in John 16. He names that the room will scatter. He names that the people will leave him alone. And in the same breath, he says, yet I am not alone because the Father is with me. That's not denial of the loneliness. That is the company that meets it. The only thing that actually meets a wound this specifically shaped is something equally specific. The Father with you in the room you cannot leave and cannot fully share. That is what this season's about. For the next 10 episodes, we're going to walk slowly through what is actually happening underneath the role, not to complain about it, to let Jesus meet it. So here's the question for us to sit with today. What part of you walks off the stage or off the platform or out of the booth every Sunday and waits for someone to ask how it is? Let me pray. Jesus, you know the part of us that does the work. You know the part the room cannot see. You know the part that walks off and waits to be met. You said it yourself. The room will scatter. And yet you are not alone because the Father was with you. Be that for us. Form us into people who do not need the room to see in order to know that you do. We do not want to perform our way out of this loneliness. We want to be met in it. In your name, amen. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Formation to Transformation, a Worship Devotional podcast. It's been just an honor to hear from so many of you. I would just ask if you could leave me a rating and review wherever you're listening to this. And you can find everything else going on at formationtotransformation.com. You can get a link to my Substack and get set up on emails. And if you're going to share an episode, I so appreciate it. But would you head over to Instagram and tag me there? It's at Ryan Loche, RyanLoche. That's how you pronounce my name, by the way, Loche. So just for those of you interested. Anyway, thank you. I'm rambling. Thank you for being a part of this, and we'll see you in the next episode.